What's going on, YouTube? It's CVH here with Gorby Hunt.
What up? How you guys doing?
Doing our signature segment at this point in time for the third week in a row. Card of the week.
Last week.
Y'all aren't tired of it yet because we're going to keep going for a long time.
Yep.
Yep.
It's a lot of fun, and we're going to keep doing it.
Oh, yeah.
Last week, we talked about
Lord Skycrusher.
Lord Christ Skycrusher. Skycrusher, the interim ruler of the Fire Civilization in the Kaijudo show.
Yep. Had some things
in
to say
all
about
of his
that.
sky-crushing glory.
And
This week, however,
for the week of the 31st.
for the week of August 31st.
1 week before base set.
Get hype. Ah! Rumspringer! Woo! Woo! Alright, so the week of August 31st, sticking with the very rares, or no, the super rares. In the Dojo edition, we have Bat Breath Scaradorable. Da-da-da-dum! Okay, so Bat Breath, when it was first announced that it was going to be in Dojo edition, a lot of people got really excited for this card.
And the hype only continued to increase when it was announced to be an exclusive to Dojo.
Yes, so, prices got out of hand, according to some people.
According to some people who are wrong.
Hype may have pre-doomed this card. I'm not saying it's a bad card, but all the speculation that people were doing with it did more harm than good, I think, upon this card's actual release. Because everyone was saying that, this card, it's going to, put a lot of momentum on the board in the early control mirror, start picking off the
even now I read comments, Bad Breath is busted, Bad Breath is broken, I want that Bad Breath.
It's a good card,
Yeah,
don't get us
good.
wrong.
Like,
Being
you can't be bad.
unblockable and unattackable by level 5 or lower, that's huge. I mean, the level mechanic alone in this game is a huge change from DM.
It's a very good card. It can't be bad. It's a vanilla 4 for 4. It evens out in attack, and then it has an extremely good effect attached to it.
Yes.
The problem it suffers from is that it's kind of narrow in what it... the effect is, all-encompassing. It gets by a lot of things, but the idea behind it is narrow, and it's a pretty aggressive card.
Yes.
Yeah, so...
It's not an ideal control card until late to, very late game. We're talking turn...
late,
10 to 20 plus.
Turns you don't even want to think about going to, but you're going to get there.
But you're going to get there.
And that's when this card shines because there's less answers to it. Just like Lord Skycrusher, there's less, when the Bone Blades are gone, then it's safe. But if you drop this on turn 4...
it's going to get Bone Blades.
I saw Gorby play against me, and I was watching his hand back on the video, and he had a Fumes and Bad Breath. He put down Fumes to play Bad Breath, and I Bone Blades him, and it just broke even, whereas Fumes would have maybe discarded a card, and then I wouldn't have been able to Bone Blades without feeling like a dumbass, So yeah.
So it's one of those cards that everyone really liked, should still really like. It's a good card, but we're kind of using it wrong.
Yeah, it did very well. I saw, I don't know if you can link the match where Carl Reddish played against Paul Clark, and he used to Bad Breath in his Blurple control because he's still running that, and it did very well because he played it late and at the right time, and in conjunction with how the situation was, it just put in a lot of work, killed some things, and then he was able to go offensive with it at the end and win the game, which was cool to watch. I enjoyed seeing it do some good things.
Yeah, you have to be able to be patient with your Bad Breath. You can't just summon it turn 4 and expect to start doing things right away. That's not how it's going to work. You need to... If you have it in hand early game, it might end up mana. It's not the worst thing in the world. But you can try to slow roll it if you want, if you think it's going to be that important late game. Because that's where this card is really going to do its thing. You can't just go balls out. You just can't, not with this card.
It should be
unless you're
treated
playing
a
a darkness type aggro. That has potential. We haven't fully explored those players ourselves yet either.
I was playing against, I actually tried a kind of rush aggro deck with Nature Fire Dark, which I don't like, because you have to be able to play threats on, if not turn 1, then by turn 2 there has to be something out there. And if you're running 3 civs, you're just going to get mana screwed a lot of the time.
Right.
I played against Carl's Nature Dark deck earlier, and it actually was okay. I can see where this card in combination with a bunch of other big things in Nature and Essence Elves too, and the Black Feather could be good.
Right.
So that's another place where it could be decent, and it could get more so with the introduction of the base set and what cards we get there. So that's a thing.
But for now, it's really got a very narrow niche that it can fill. And it's one of those things that it's a good card to run if you have the space.
Yeah.
as of right now, even with our limited card pool, space is kind of tight amongst, decks that run Darkness.
Yeah, the only deck I've seen it actually working is Carl Reddish's Blurble, because he's only running 2 civs, so he has the room for it, and it works when it works, which is great.
Because he knows how to play it late game.
Yeah,
he doesn't drop it
deal,
turn 4, turn 5, and expect it to start, pushing shit.
I mean, there might be times when dropping a turn 4 is good, but that's like if you open Crazy Ridiculous, and you have like a Seneschal, which a lot of people don't run anymore. Seneschal, Bad Breath, like Bone Blades in hand, and you just
like
you
if
just
you've
go
got
crazy.
the ability to turn it on,
But there are risks involved with that are not present later in the game when those risks have been used. Even though it's not a finisher in any way, because it's only 4,000, and like aside from the unblockability, just doesn't do anything special offensively. It should be treated as one, because otherwise you're just not going to get the full use out of it, and it's just going to be a 4,000 body that gets Bone Bladed.
Exactly.
So.
Yeah, and that's the inherent flaw with it. It's so vulnerable. But
yeah, and even when you use it late game, starting in the base set meta, you're gonna have to worry about Tatsurion the Unchained, because you can summon this late game, then they hold on to the Tatsurions for this, destroy this, and then Tatsurion floats, and then it's.
But that's all speculation right now. We'll see how it actually pans out.
It'll happen at least once.
Because if there's one thing that Bad Breath has taught us, it's that speculation can be kind of a killer.
Yes.
So, not a bad card at all. Oh
Let me talk about the price. Please don't. What are you doing?
Oh, you want
Let's
to talk about the price real quick?
It's not a. It's fluctuated actually. I've seen it end for like $10 on eBay, end for like $25 on eBay. The 25 was just someone who thought it was going to stay there, I guess, and the collector value of it will make the price like about $20 probably. Like it's not going to go down because people are going to want to have further collections. Looking at people like Carl there, like the playability factor.
Honestly, playability.
No.
Just because it's a very rare or a super rare rather, it's probably worth about $10, 15 maybe.
Yeah.
But for collector value, expect it to hover right around 20.
Yeah, it's just not going to be like common anytime soon or anything.
Not that we know of anyway.
Yeah.
Who knows? Maybe a couple sets down the road, we'll get a reprint.
Yeah, they're busy introducing new Scaradorbles too, which are fun.
That's true.
Yeah, but
not a bad card at all. Probably wouldn't run more than 2, and only if you have the room. So that's going to be it for this week's card of the week, guys. Be sure for next week's card of the week, it's the last one we're going to do for Dojo because base set's going to be out.
Gorby's not going to be here.
I'm not going to be. I'll be here. I'll be here. I'm coming back for base set.
He will be here.
I'll be here.
We have to record it that night though.
We do.
Okay.
I mean, I'll be there the whole weekend. Base set comes out on a Friday.
Yeah, we have to record it on that Friday because this is card of the week.
That's true.
On Friday.
By God. So
1 in the morning recording card of the week. You'll get it at daylight, then you'll bitch at Carl for it. And it'll be his fault. No.
For next week's card of the week, it's going to be the last one we do
using
Dojo Edition cards. And what we want you guys to do is to go check out the Earth Power Facebook page. Post a comment saying, for next week's card of the week, September 7th, I would like to see blank. Fill in the blank with your favorite card from Dojo Edition, one that we haven't done, meaning shock.
You don't have to phrase it like that, but just.
Well, you don't have to phrase it like that, but make sure that they know it's for card of the week.
Yep.
But it can't be Shock and Awe, Lord Sky Crusher, or Bat Breath. So those 3 cards are off limits, but any of the other ones in that set are fair game.
And whichever one seems there's the most hype over, like likes and agreeable comments
and everything
and stuff,
like that,
then we will do it. We would do something from the base set, but we don't think that we have speculation for days, obviously.
Right.
But we don't think that without at least a week of testing, we just can't accurately.
We can't give you guys
what the
a real opinion on this card.
Yeah.
Speculation is a hype killer. You got to be careful with that, guys.
It's true.
So, whichever comment has the most likes and comments on the Earth Power Facebook page will be our card of the week for September 7th. So be sure to check that out. Leave a like while you're there. Follow us on Twitter. Be sure to check out mine and Spencer's radio programs when they're on if you want to spend some quality time with us while we're away at school. Since all you're going to have is good old Carl and CVH. All by them lonesomes. And I think that's going to about do it. Like, comment, subscribe. Do your thing.
Check the social links.
Peep the social links below.
Down below.
Leave a like for Bat Breath. Because she's adorable. Look at little Squeaky.
It's a she.
I assume it's a she.
No, it is, right?
I think.
I hope it is.
Whatever. And we will see you next week on Card of the Week.
Indeed.
Peach.
And before then.
And before then, probably. Peach.
Peach.